going on, people? Let me get that out of there. Do not disturb. Bluetooth off. All right, cool. What's going on? What's going on? Alrighty then. Hope everybody's doing well today. Some information, some interesting news that I have heard from many people, from actually my accountant that told me. And I wanted to address that a little bit, so for people who actually didn't know today. So I'll wait till y'all get on here, and then we'll get started today. Yeah, what's up? What's up? What's going on? How's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing? Y'all been staying healthy? Y'all been drinking y'all sea moss? Speak of the devil. Sea moss. This is what I'm breaking my fast on today. Some sea moss. What's up? What's going on? Ready to get into this today. I'm ready. I've been fired up. Yeah, I'm ready to get into this. Oh, every day, sea moss. Sea moss, black seed, fasting, eating right, exercising, you know? Sea moss not out of my store. You go to my store and get some sea moss. Ain't never out of my store. I actually just got a new shipment in. So I hope y'all doing what y'all gotta do today. We're gonna get some information I just found out though. You know what I mean? I'll start at 12 because I told everybody I was going live at 12. I'm just waiting for the room to fill up. You know, with the people that normally come. You know, if y'all have enjoyed my Patreon's been getting real interesting. Been going into those series. Yo, join my Patreon if y'all want to hear some information that I don't feel like putting up on here and hearing no haters. I don't feel like hearing that. So I just put it on Patreon for people who actually want to hear it, you know? Yeah. What's up? What's up? I'm amped, yo. I'm amped as hell lately. I've been on a freaking mission, man. This has rose my kundalini a little bit higher lately. When is Miss Intensity coming out with a raw cookbook? You gotta ask her. I don't know. Just hit her Instagram up and ask her. I don't know. You know, she working on some recipes though, 'cause I've been eating them and they've been real good. Like the best recipes I ever taste. Like she's in her bag right now. So I don't know. I don't know, people. You know. Okay. So this probably is, if you're here, only if you're here, you're hearing this message. So you can hear this message or you can tune out. Okay? But this is probably the most important day of your life. And the reason why I say that is because you're given a choice. Now, there's so many things that have been going on lately with this whole Trump stuff, and I'm gonna read what's going on if you don't know what's going on. But you're given a time where you finally have the ability to focus on yourself. Everybody who's at a job where they hate, like, I hate this job, I don't feel like doing no work here. Yeah, I'm growing my hair back too. Yeah, I'm growing my hair back. I'm trying to manifest my hair back, and it's been working a little bit. So I'm trying to grow my hair back. I need all my antennas. So at this point, I don't care what's thinning. I'm growing it back. Fuck it. I need all my antennas. So I need to tune in. But anyway, I'm not going to digress because I digress. But when it comes down to it, people, that you have this time to yourself, and you need to understand that this is the greatest time of your life. All this fear, distraction, don't focus on that. Focus on the most important person in your life right now, which is you. This is a time to literally shift your family, shift your mind, shift your marriage, shift your business. If you were tired of your job then, and you always say, I don't have time to focus on, myself, I don't have time to build up yourself, you had this time that you may not ever get back in life. And if you waste this time, you will kick yourself so hard in the ass that the freaking front of your shoe is going to come out your mouth. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Now, what's going on right now is, first, the federal tax deadline has been extended until July 15th, including filing, okay, 2019 payments and 2020 first quarter estimates. Now, basically, all U.S. residents, right, with adjusted gross income up to $75,000 who are not dependent of another taxpayer have a work-eligible Social Security number are eligible for a full $1,200 rebate and $2,400 merit. In addition, they are eligible for an additional $500 per child. Now, this act suspends student loan payments through September 30th, 2020, without penalty to the borrower for federal student loans. No interest will accrue on these loans during the suspension, during this period, okay? The act creates a temporary pandemic unemployment assistance program through December 31st, 2020 to provide payment to cover individuals who are not traditionally eligible for unemployment benefits, such as self-employed individuals, independent contractors, and those who have limited work history because they are unable to work as a direct result of the coronavirus public health emergency. It also acts as an additional $600 per week to each recipient of unemployment insurance for pandemic unemployment assistance for up to 4 months. There will also be additional 13 weeks of unemployment benefits through December 31st, 2020 to help those who remain unemployed after state employment benefits are no longer available. Now, if y'all want to read up on more, there is more. They're also giving, I have an article here that, they signed a $2 trillion emergency spending bill, which people are going to get $1,200. Now, what most people do with this money is blow it. Don't do this with this money right now. Invest in yourself. If you don't ever want to go back to work again, you may not have to ever go back to work again if you start your business. Now, this is the biggest one. A lot of you that pay mortgages and car payments are going to be able to defer your mortgage payment and car payment for about 3 months. My web guy said his dad deferred his car payment for 120 days. Now, do you know what you could do with that money? Do you know what, like some of y'all mortgage payments is like, $1,600, $3,000, $4,000, whatever it may be. Imagine an extra $12,000. What could you do with that money right now? What could you do with that money if all you had to worry about was water bill, electricity bill? You could literally be taking this money and investing it finally in a generational wealth, but now the time is also given to you to do that as well. Maybe you always wanted to start your own online company. Well, guess one of the only things that's working right now, online companies. Right now is the most important day, because if you get off this video and go back to watching your show that you watch, which is probably not going to serve you unless your show is about serving you, then you are basically telling yourself what you really want. To work for somebody else or to be in a job where you don't like because you don't never have enough time to go find one or work on yourself. This is an incredible time for us people. This economy is about to shift. This world is about to shift. Their 2,000 years is up. The age of Aquarius is finally going on in 2025, and you're going to see, well, you already see an elevation of consciousness right now, like at a heightened level. But when we have time to ourselves, to look into ourselves, it's going to be the single greatest moment in your life. You're going to remember this forever if you do it right. When you're 60 and 70 years old, you're like, I remember in 2020 when I hated my job and I could see no way out, and this coronavirus happened and everybody was running around like chicken with a head cut off buying toilet paper. I was at home reading books. I was at home developing myself. I was at home, with this whole Trump thing where you're going to have finally money to do something with. You could take this money and you could put it in the self. You could start your little clothing line. You could start your little fitness company. Like, say if you're a fitness person, right? And you can never get a job at a gym, but you got a little bit of a following. You can start doing online videos. And those people who you helped at a time where they could not do the gym, they will never forget you. They will never forget your assistance for them when they were at home and they couldn't do their 30 push-ups. They'll never forget this. So you'll be remembered in their heart, and you may have gained a client. Because businesses right now who are bringing a good product are never being forgot, because you're helping people get it. And people who are supporting businesses, you are not going to be forgotten as well. You people who are supporting the business right now and buying stuff, I will never forget you. Because businesses right now are falling. And because I have an online company, I'm able to still get it to you, and you're buying it from me. And that's a great thing. But I'll never forget you. You know, so on both sides, we're supporting each other. If you finally wanted to support a black-owned business, you know, support them. Support the business, like, for real. Like, if you are a black-owned business, yo, hit me up. Let me know what you got so I can put you on my story. Like, if you're a black-owned business right now, man, yo, hit me up right now, and I'll put it in my story. I'll look at your business. Make sure you're doing your thing. I ain't going to just bring people to you and you ain't doing nothing with you. You ain't doing nothing. Make sure you're doing something, you know. So hopefully you're doing something. But if you're a black-owned business right now and you handling your handle, yo, hit me up. I'll put you in my story. I put everybody in my story who share me, like, for real. You know what I mean? So, hey, I don't know who this is, but any customer questions, hit me up. Hit me up, man. Hit me up on the other side. But if anybody got anything going on with their order, yo, we're going to take care of that. Don't even worry about that. This right now is not about that. So don't try to bring it in here. You know what I mean? I got you. Don't even worry. You know I got you. So don't even worry about that. You know what I mean? If I hit you up already, because I'm answering my emails. So if I hit you up already saying what I was going to do, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Let's talk about the people, though. You know what I mean? So people, listen. You got nothing but time, yo. And I'm telling you, listen, this is what's going to happen, right? So right now, I'm trying to move up in my chair right now. I can't move up. I'm so freaking hyped. So check this, right? Right now, your brain is programmed, right? Got you. Your brain is programmed to love a certain thing, to be gravitated to a certain thing. And when you're home, you're going to gravitate to that certain thing a little bit more. But if that certain thing is not going to serve your evolution, then that certain thing has to go. Like right now, has to go. Now, let me tell you what's going to happen when you start to push that certain thing away. You're going to have kickback. It's going to be difficult. You're going to have stress. That is the download, the new download coming in. Imagine you are a computer, you're a biological computer, right? And you're downloading, you're taking a USB, right? You're taking the USB drive and you're hooking it in here, and you're downloading information. And it's like at 10% right now, right? Now, because that information is at 10%, you don't know it's at 100%, but what you do is you pull it out and you go back to the bullshit, right? Instead of keeping it in, to keep challenging yourself, right? To keep that information to download at 100%. Now, in the beginning, when you start reading new books, when you start learning information, because I don't know about you, but I just buy books sometimes to know that I'm going to read them sooner or later. If I see them, I don't want to forget them, so I'll buy them. And right now, I have a stockpile of books that I haven't even opened yet. So because you may have the time to do this, you need to open up those books that you have bought, and start reading them. Because that library that just looks pretty with those fresh books with those dust on it probably is the information which your subconscious mind was going to buy, right? Were bought for this time now. Because your subconscious mind knew there was going to be a time where you were going to get to read these books. And this is that time. Because if you read that book, with every single book, it's going to be like 20% information, 20% information, 20% until you're 100%. And now the lifestyle that you ran from that hurt, you are now addicted to. That's how you download. That's how you change a programming. Because when you enter in a new program to a system that rejects it, that new programming is a virus. It's considered a virus, and it takes over. So it's considered corrupting the virus. You have to corrupt the old programming so you can build a new programming that's going to serve your higher self. Because you're going to serve yourself regardless, whether it's a low serving or a high serving. You can go to McDonald's if you want, or you can make your own gourmet meal at will if you want to. You're going to eat regardless. but it's all about the quality of food you eat. And right now, it's the food that your subconscious and your conscious mind is eating that's going to shift and shape your reality in the future. What are you going to do at this time? Are you going to play games? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Are you going to work? Now, here's even a more difficult point for you. To change the minds of your children and not let the devices raise them, because somebody's going to raise them. I had to come to the conclusion a few years ago that I would not be able to teach my kids if I didn't know anything. How are you going to teach your children? Because they're probably not going back to school for the rest of the year. I'm just going to keep it real with you. They're not going back to school. So all your hopes of them going back to school, forget it. So you're going to have to face that they're home now. Instead of sending them on an iPad and a tablet and yelling at them because they didn't clean their room, and sometimes they won't. It's time to teach them, but while teaching you about structure and time. And there is bedtime. You can't be up at no 12 a.m. on a Monday or Tuesday night just because you don't have school. No, you always have to have structure. Me, my wife, and I have bedtime. And I'm a night owl, and sometimes she says, you come into bed, and I listen. Because my wife, she tells me what I need to hear. And you don't be, and sometimes, like, babe, come here real quick. What do you, I want her to pitch in on this of what she tells me about bedtime. Because I struggle with bedtime because I want to be up learning so much. I'm so buzzing, but I gotta shut it down sometimes. No, babe. What do you tell me every time we gotta go to bed about 10 to 2 or?
Oh.
Go ahead. Yes. What do you tell me every time? She always tell me this.
Yeah, according to Ayurvedic methods, the body is supposed to be asleep before 10 p.m. so that the body can detoxify itself between the times of 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. If you're not asleep and you're still kind of snacking, your body's not going to get a chance to pretty much detox itself. Even if you're not snacking or eating anything, your body is still going to be, have a little challenge detoxifying itself because the body's supposed to be fully asleep to do so.
You hear that?
That's what I try to say all the time.
She tells me, she gotta tell me this every night because I'm hard-headed. I'm hard-headed.
Yeah.
I'm hard-headed. I wanna just sit and listen and learn so much.
Yeah.
But I'm glad she does that because I always wake up as soon as the sunlight hits my eyes.
That's true.
And I'm probably gonna start waking up before that because I'm buzzing so much that I still don't have enough hours in the day to get in what I have to get in. So I'm going to have to start waking up even earlier like I used to when I used to go to the gym at about 4 or 5 a.m. Now that I don't go to the gym at 4 or 5 a.m., I'll only wake up when the sunlight hits my eyes because obviously the pineal gland is activated by the sunlight because the pineal gland produces your melanin and the sunlight is cosmic melanin. So as soon as melanin touches melanin, the information wakes you up and that wakes me up. So the more decalcified your pineal gland is, the less you're going to be able to sleep when sunlight is out. Just so y'all know. All right, so that's just a little bit of information for y'all. But yeah, like you gotta have structure. Like you gotta have a bedtime for yourself, not just for your children, because your children are watching you. So if you tell your children to go to bed at, let's say, 9 o'clock, but you still up to like 12, you're like, yo, you ain't go to bed yet, like So like, why should I go to bed? It's like do as I say, not as I do, and you're not leading a good example. If all y'all in the house were all in sync, you probably wouldn't be run rampant by your kids. And in the beginning of changing your children's programming, it's going to be difficult because your children are thinking about being home as like a Saturday or a Sunday. But now they're home on a Monday through Friday, a Monday through Sunday basis. You're going to have to train them about how to be home and still be responsible, still handle your duties, still handle your chores. Because I'll be damned if my kids ain't going to do what they're supposed to do. So you got to train them to do this kind of stuff. I think this is very important for us. But you got to train yourself because, I'm thinking about home. Like if they try to bring out a vaccine, I'm probably going to have to homeschool my kids. So now I got to learn even more information that I learned before at an even faster rate, which means that now I got to learn, luckily my wife is a teacher, so she can do a lot of the math stuff, like the algebra and all that stuff. But now, I got my kids doing I got one of my kids reading a Dennis Kimbro book and I got my other son reading The Destruction of Black Civilization by Chancellor Williams and doing reports on it, so they can not just get the history of his story, what they want to give him, and the indoctrination, also educate them on where they come from, because we don't just come from slavery. So you got to educate them on where it comes from and start getting them to ask questions. So instead of forcing them, I'm trying to get them to understand that if you're going to be on the tablet, you're going to be on the iPad, you're going to be structured, and you're going to find out what you're good at here, because you can use all the information around us to find what you like and to hone that ability. So I feel like this whole coronavirus is a blessing in disguise. It's a blessing in disguise. I think many people are looking at it as bad, but I feel like it's a blessing in disguise on a heightened level, because this is the beginning of the end of how we used to know life on this planet. And this is a beautiful thing for people who see it as that. Other people won't see it as that, but that's not your problem. That's their problem. And you need to see it as what it is. To you, you can turn this into a blessing through your throat chakra by speaking it out. This is a blessing. Good will come of this. Good will come of my children and all that stuff. But you got to see it as that. If you don't see it as that, 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be that, because what you speak also becomes physical reality, and what you think also becomes physical reality. So stop thinking the negative out of the situation and start thinking the positive. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen, but you can change whatever happens behind your 4 walls. You see what I'm saying? So I'm telling you right now, this is a very, 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 very good time, man. I've never been more excited I haven't been excited like this in a very long time. It's just interesting finding out who you are. Like, to look in the mirror and just find out, like, wow, like, yo, I'm brilliant. Maybe through, like, because for me, in school, I was in high school, I was put in like remedial classes, because of the way I learned, or the way I comprehended, or the way that, I did my work and did tests, because the way they taught wasn't conducive to the way I learned. So when you're like that, they make you feel a certain type of way. But when you start to look into yourself, you'll find out that you're actually a genius. You just haven't learned in a way where it brings out your genius. So for the past couple years, I've been learning in a way where it brought it out. And all of you are. Don't let this say like, well, he thinks he's a genius, but I'm not. No, all of you are. All of you are. You just may have not found what's conducive to your higher self, because you're working for a job that doesn't bring it out. But now you have all the time you need to bring it out. So my question to you is, are you going to ask your subconscious mind the difficult question that you will never ever regret if you act on it? Because if you ask yourself that question and then you act on it every single day, in a year's time, you will ask yourself this question: what took me so long to get here? Why did I wait so long? And that was because of fear, false evidence appearing real. Just like they're promoting out here today. It's false. It's not real. People may be affected, but you can also stress yourself and fear yourself into sickness too. So don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do it. Just stay healthy, stay fasted, stay reading, because you are preparing yourself to never be more alive than you are now. I'm talking about learning how to plant. If some of y'all have some land, some backyards, like, listen, my soil isn't ready because of the weather yet, right? It's not ready to grow. So we planted watermelons, we planted fresh corn, we planted cucumbers, tomatoes, spices, a bunch of different other stuff, cilantro, a bunch of different other stuff that we planted, and we put it in a pot, and we're giving it sunlight and everything. But when my soil is ready, I'm going to break ground, and I'm going to create a space in my backyard where it's going to be a giant garden, and this is finally a time where you can actually learn how to garden and plant your own food. You can do this, because I'm going to tell you right now, I know that we're a lot of us are healthy and we're vegan, but I feel like they control all the seeds. So I feel like we're still healthy, but we're not getting all the information that we could get from our vegan food, which is why the supplements that you're taking from me is working in you, because it's counteracting the tainted vegan food that we're eating now. Because I feel like something's telling me the way it's communicating with me is not the full sense in a way it could communicate with me, but because I'm taking the supplements that I have, I feel like I'm still getting communication. But I feel like it's not coming full circle because I feel like all of our food is tainted. I don't care if they say it's organic. I feel like that's tainted as well, you know? So I think, no. A keystone, even though the seeds, no. I think the seeds are also tainted because the way you destroy the crop or you control the crop is how you control the seeds. And I feel like they control the seeds now too. So the best bet you can do is you can plant your own food. This summer should be about planting your own food so you can have direct communication with the plants. I think they're communicating with you, but I think the reason why many of you are seeing is because you're taking supplements as well that are from the source. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but lately I've been eating a lot of greens and a lot of fruit, and it just hasn't been communicating with me the same way it used to, which is why the supplements and the stuff that I don't talk about on here that I've been taking, are keeping me close to the higher self. Yeah, they do control the seeds. Thank you for confirming that. I think they do. You know, so building a garden or a greenhouse will be something that is very, very mandatory. Yes, T757. In some places they won't let you have gardens, and in some places they want if you can go to jail to even sell your own grown stuff, which is wild. It's wild to me how they're trying to demonize and illegalize things that come from nature. I don't get it, but I get it because that's their agenda. So, and they control this world. 10% of them control all of us. And all we got to do is say no, and we control all of them just like that. But the problem is we have too many sellouts that are afraid, and that's holding us back. And those sellouts got to go, all of them, because we got too many of those. So right now, you should be building yourself up and doing what you got to do, teaching your children. And I know, listen, it's okay if it's difficult at first. Stop being so hard on yourself. You know what I mean? It's okay. It's a learning curve for everything. And your children are going to probably take it even harder than you. But the older they are, the tougher it's going to be. But I think that you'll be fine. But it's all about you. Because fellas, you the king, women, you the queens. The kids are under y'all. So if y'all can't control them kids, then that says something about you controlling you. So, at the end of the day, get your kids in line, now. Because the more in line your kids are, the better you will be. I kind of like the fact that my kids are home because I get to spend more quality time with them that I normally didn't do. And if you and if you think about it, many of y'all only really get a couple of hours with your kids, and now you probably are home and you're like, either go on the iPad or let's go outside and play some catch. Like the other day, like I went to Walmart and I bought my kids some baseball gloves and some baseballs because we had never played like catch with a glove on. We can't play catch with the football and everything all the time, but I never taught them how to play catch with a baseball glove before, and it just came to me like, wow, I played baseball ever since I was a kid. I played on baseball teams and I was pretty good, and I never taught my sons how to play baseball, like for real, And I bought them some baseball gloves, and they were really excited. Like I'm teaching them how to catch the ball, how to break the glove, and I'm like, yo, this is the quality time that school takes away from us, And we was out bike riding yesterday, getting some cardio in, playing baseball, like being outside in nature. The dog was even playing baseball. Every time we missed a catch, the dog would get the ball. We chased the dog around. Like, it was fun. And I'm like, wow, I really don't want my kids to go back to school. I really don't. Because I feel like I can do a better job than them. I know I can do a better job than them because the job that they're doing is a job to put them in a certain mind state. And if you are in a different mind state, and the school keeps on counteracting that, you're fighting against the school and the other indoctrinated children that are influencing your children through the peer pressure. So if you can really be a light for your child, now is the time. You see what I'm saying? Like, really. I was thinking about that. I'm like, wow, I don't want them to go back to school. I'll figure it out. But if I want my kids to be successful, who better to learn than me? Like, if my kid want to run a business, do you learn from somebody in college who teaches business, who doesn't run a business? Or do you learn from somebody who's actually running a business? You know what I mean? Somebody said, "Mom, I'm on Twitter, but I'm not really like, I don't like Twitter too much. Like, if I don't like the platform, I just don't fuck with it. But I'm on there. I just don't like it. You could tag me. I mean, you could tag me in it, but I just read a post from a parent who homeschools, and she spoke big facts. Yeah, I need to learn how to homeschool. If anybody has any resources they could give me, like, I'm asking for help. If anybody has any resources they can give me, you know, to guide me in a way, I'm actually putting it out there in the universe to learn how to homeschool in a conducive way that I don't have to hear any flack from the school system or get in trouble, you know, and all that stuff. Like, help me out and send something to me. Like, info at IN10sityFitnessUnited.com, like, so I can start looking this up, because I don't think I want them to go back. I've been thinking about this heavily, like, at all, you know, because I feel like it does more of a detriment than good if you're a conscious parent. Because being a conscious parent, you actually see all the flaws and all the indoctrination that school actually is. And we consciously make a decision to send our kids to that system based off of fear of getting in trouble or being uncomfortable that we have to teach our kids something that we probably don't know ourselves. You know, I live in New Jersey. So if y'all want to find out for me or help me out, because I'm gonna look it up too. I ain't gonna just tell y'all to do it work for me. I'm gonna find out too. You know, but like, I'm really thinking about this for real. You know, but yeah, because man, I'm telling you, yo, yes, I was going to speak about that. Yo, Tasha Lawton said, you know, low density energy in the schools too. At least they're not under those fluorescent lights. Yes, those fluorescent lights throw you freak off. Low density energy, low density food. You know, when my kids go to school, sometimes they'll see snacks and they'll want to eat them. You know, because the reason why us as melanated individuals hold on to addictions is because our melanin holds on to these things more powerful than non-melanated individuals. So our being prone to addiction for us is heightened because of our melanin. If y'all already didn't know, it's something I covered in my melanin series that I was doing on my Patreon. You know, but yeah, like, so if I can regulate what my kids have put into their bodies, I can regulate how their minds are working. And that's very important for me, because, that's very important. Because what do I always say, y'all? I say the body is the conduit to the mind, right? So if the body's the conduit to the mind, and I know my children for a fact are going to school eating shit that they shouldn't be eating, then that means that if they're home with me and I can control what they're putting in their bodies, I can control how their mind comprehends the new conscious information that I'm giving them. Because I pull no punches when it comes to my children, because I know society will not pull no punches when it comes to those young black men and women. You know, I can only help who I can help, whoever lives with me at the end of the day, like, fully. So if your children do live with you, you should be pouring into them right now. And if you do not have nothing to pour into them, that's okay. Pour into you until you have something to pour into them. Every little bit you pour into them, give it to them. And start finding good books where they can read and comprehend. And if your level of comprehension is low, that's also okay. Fine. Wherever your level is. But in a year's time, if you change it today, you'll be a different person immediately. So if you focus on all your flaws, if you focus on all, all your insecurities, if you focus on everything you can't do, you'll never do anything. But if you focus on what you can do and leave that stuff in the past, you'll be able to do everything. You see what I'm saying? So I'm telling y'all, I mean, this is a wild. We'll be talking about this forever. It's gonna be written in books. And people will be remembered for generations in our family. You can literally break the cycle right now. You can break the cycle right now. You can change your DNA and break the cycle right now. You can change it right now, yo. I'm telling y'all. DNA is encoded. You can change this. All your behaviors, all your attributes that you don't like, you can break it out of your kids right now because now you get a time to shift them. Somebody else isn't raising them anymore right now. You're raising them finally all the time. This is probably the first time in all of our lives, ever since they started going to school, where we have the ability to raise our kids. Because in any other culture outside of this world in our past, or in this outside America in our past, there was never a time where kids went to school. The parents always taught the kids. Just so y'all know. So school is something that's new to control the minds of the future generation. And I'm really like, yo, I can't go back. And they're gonna be pissed, they're gonna be mad. You know, my son got a girlfriend. Like, fuck all that. Like, forget all that. I don't care. I don't care about none of that. Cause all that shit is temporary anyway. It's all temporary. So forget all that. Forget all that girlfriend stuff. Forget all that best friend stuff. Forget all that gym stuff. Forget all that. That shit is whack. You can create all that stuff. You get a girlfriend when you leave and you can take care of yourself. Right now, you need to know yourself so you know what women to choose. Because if you learn who they want you to become, let me give y'all an example, right? A lot of y'all kids may have girlfriends and boyfriends. And many of y'all may not be teaching them, you may be teaching them. I don't know. But if your children know more about who they are, they'll know what to put up with and what not to put up with. But if your children are being shifted by some people that they want them to learn a certain thing and they're being controlled and they're being taught how to be, they do not know who they are. So they'll accept things that may not be conducive to their higher self, but be conducive to their lower self. And then when they finally get into their higher self, they may be married to that individual or have babies by that individual. And then what? They're miserable because they never learned who they were at a young age. As I always tell my peoples, yo, you should never send your kids to college if they're not doing what their major is already by the age of 13, 14. If you're not learning what your major is right now, you shouldn't go to college at all. You shouldn't waste my money at all. You're not going to college. If you're not already doing it, if you're not already making money from it, if you're not already into it heavy and you know it in and out, then when it's finally presented to you in college, you're not going to be in a position where you can possibly learn it because it's going to be the first time you're ever hearing it and you're just guessing what you want to be. I want to be in business management. I want to be an architect. I want to be a psychologist. But if you haven't been learning about psychology because you can online, because you have all the information around you, then what? Then what? Then what? You know? Yeah. And yo, Tosh, if your children are indigo and crystal children, yo, for real, I think one of my kids is an indigo. And the other one, I'm not so sure of what he is. But I know one for sure is an indigo. Because he loves to be outside. He's extremely creative. He can create shit out of boxes that I've never seen before in my life. He create houses and stuff out of boxes that he's like, what the hell? Like, I can't even compute this. So I got him online looking at all kinds of stuff. The other one, he might be a crystal. I don't know, may not. And the other one, I mean, the relationship is getting tougher because the mother doesn't listen and she raises her the way she wants to. So she'll come see me when she gets older. I'll try to do what I can do, but I'm being honest with y'all, like, it's tough to raise a kid outside the house when the other parent's not doing what they need to be doing. But whatever, that's neither here nor there. I can help who I can help, and that's how you got to be sometimes, you know. But when it comes down to it, you know, maybe you should homeschool your kids. You know, maybe you should really homeschool your kids. And a lot of y'all are with spouses that there's going to be a lot of rekindled love in this, but there's going to be a lot of divorces in this too. And maybe that's not so bad because if you realize that the person that you've been living with is not the person that you should be with, maybe it's the right thing to go find who you should be with so you don't live the rest of your life unhappy, you know? And I am a supporter of being happy. So if divorce is how you're happy, then divorce is how you're happy. I'm sorry. It is what it is. I don't care. You know, I'm about being happy. I'm not about being miserable at the end of the day. So I think that a lot of people need to understand that this is a time for you to find yourself and find what's acceptable to you. A time where you can shift your whole family dynamic. And I'm talking about that's going to change the rest of your life. If you're somebody who wants to go back to watching your shows, to each his own, you can watch your show and watch your family sink. But if you're a man and you're the leader of your household, which you should be, and if you're not, you should try to be. And if she won't let you be, you should go somewhere where you are the leader of your household. It's as simple as that. Or try to help, because sometimes when women have been a leader for so long, it's tough to shift them back to being a follower of you because she don't have no respect for you no more. I'm just being real with y'all. I'm real. I'm not this person. I'm a realist. I'm not this person that's going to be like speaking like, like this is not real. I'm a realist. People are literally realizing that they should not be with the person that they're with, and they don't know what to do. I'm telling you what you should think about. At the end of the day, if you're going to choose to have a hard life, you need to choose a hard life finding out who you are instead of being in a way where they're not going to change. And that's neither here. You can make your own decisions. At the end of the day, you know all the answers. But I think that this is an important time with this whole stimulus and stuff, and they're giving you something. Don't go out there and buy a new TV. I don't know how many times I've been in Walmart or Sam's Club and people are buying TVs. Like, really? You're buying a TV at this time? What? Like, your phone is it's a computer. I mean, come on, people. Raise the frequency. Come on, get it together. But that's what I got today. I'm about to drop another video after this. Probably later on. But besides that, I love y'all. I really love y'all, and I really want y'all to win out here, because when you're not winning, it's miserable, and you have the power to change it right now. And if you run from this, and you happen to do nothing, and you go back to work, and you didn't do nothing through this time, you didn't learn nothing from this time, you didn't develop nothing from this time, then you have nobody to blame but yourself. It's not your boss's fault that he's an asshole. It's your fault that you allow him to be an asshole to you. It's not your children's fault that, they don't listen. It's your fault that you never taught them how to listen. It's not your spouse's fault that she don't clean the house, or he don't clean the house and he eat like bullshit. It's your fault that you allowed it to happen inside of your house. It's your fault. Because at the end of the day, everything is your fault. You know what I mean? Who is this person? Who is this person talking about business stuff? I'm talking about people. It is down. Well, we'll fix it when it gets up. Right now, my website's down, but we'll fix it when it gets up. I'm not worried about that. Probably people was on it, crashing it, whatever it may be. But I'll deal with that when I get off of this. But right now, I'm talking about this. And at the end of the day, I need everybody to listen to this information that I'm saying. Seriously. Listen to the information. I love y'all. Until the next video. Wait till I drop another video. Check the website later on. It'll be back up later on. We'll fix it. Whatever happens, happens. I'm okay with anything. And I love y'all. I'm going to see y'all soon to the next video. Peace.